festive to light her and have some phenomenal energy in this video. I also bought a new lip gloss that I'm going to try on for the first time ever right now. This color is called Cran, like cranberries. Okay, she's not my favorite, straight like that, but she's cute. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you have any spooky, scary stories that you would like to share with me, make sure to email this email right here, which is also available in the description below, as well as my social medias. I'm struggling. Okay. She's lit. Tonight's creepy Reddit thread asks Redditors that have been kidnapped and or abducted, what was it like? The first person says, not my own abduction, but my cousin was abducted. She lives in Mexico. One day, as she was walking home, after being dropped off by the school bus, she was pulled into a van by men wearing bandanas over their faces. They tied her up and placed a hood over her head. They drove for a very long time, according to her. She was taken to a barn and was left there. Inside the barn were other young women tied up. She would ask what was going on, where were they, but the women wouldn't answer her. She somehow got loose from her rope and started to look for an escape. She found a window and saw that the sun was setting. She broke the window with a chair. She urged the other girls to come, but they were too scared to leave. My cousin left. She stayed off the roads in case they were looking for her. Luckily, she found a phone in town and called her family. She's safe now, but she could never remember where the location of the barn was. She still feels guilty about it. Okay, yeah, I'm ready for the next story. If you haven't already, go pour yourself a glass of wine. You can't read true crime without a glass of wine. When I was 11 years old, we lived in a small villa behind a Canadian university. Just for reference, we live in a Muslim country, Dubai, UAE. When I was 11 to 14, I was really into skateboarding and would skate in front of our house. I heard my mother calling my name and I picked up my skateboard. A white Nissan Patrol came flying down the street with the passenger doors wide open. I dropped my board and fled for the gate. As I opened the metal gate, I felt a cold hand grab my neck and try to pull me. I grabbed the gate and forced myself through it, closing it behind me. I was not abducted, but the feeling of a cold hand still haunts me 10 years later. That was a giant gulp. When I was young, I can't remember how old I was. I just know when I asked to go to the bathroom at the mall, my mom let me go by myself in the men's room. Standing at the urinal doing my thing, I was suddenly grabbed from behind, almost like a bear hug, and almost being dragged. I kicked and screamed loudly and finally broke free. To this day, I'm now 38 years old. I still will not use public bathrooms unless I can lock the door and am the only person who can be inside. When I was about 8 years old, I was walking to my friend's house, 3 houses away, and I'll never forget it. A dark olive green 2004-ish Taurus pulled up next to me and asked if I had seen his dog named Sirius. And he told me to come closer so he could show me a picture of him. And when I walked over to him, he grabbed my sleeve and tried to pull me in his car. I started screaming at the top of my lungs, and I looked over as the mailman turned onto my street and saw what was happening. The man let go of me and sped off. Before anything else could happen, I ran into in your car. How do you go about it without looking like a total creep? I grew up in a small town after my dad died. I was moved to my brother's home. I had to walk 8 blocks to school and back. I took a shortcut through the woods across the school. Came back from school one day, and there was a guy fishing at the pond I had to pass. He waved me over. I didn't get too close. He was asking questions about some kids at school. If I knew him, whether he walked this way, etc. I didn't know him. I was new. Guy tossed a picture to me, and when I bent down to pick it up, he ran over and grabbed me by the arm and neck and tried dragging me down the path from the street. It was the way I normally dug. I got my arm away from him and twisted it out of my shirt, which was what he was holding on to, and ran off a little ways. There was a drainage trench with a log over it that you had to cross. When I got to the other side, I picked up rocks and threw them at him until he ran off. I went and got my shirt and backpack and went home. My brother let me get my driver's license after that so I could drive back and forth to school. I was abducted from my parents' house by my ex. Shortly after I broke up with him. No. I'm... What? Let me continue. I had just turned 19. He broke open the back door and put me in a headlock and threw me in the trunk of his car. I managed to break out into the back seat. He drove me into a secluded location where we talked for a while. Then he drove to his place of work to get a shotgun too. I don't know if this is allowed when you're monetized to say words like this, so you can imagine what he was planning to do with the shotgun. Sorry guys, I'm not trying to piss off YouTube, but the police were there looking for him and they shot him with a taser, but missed. He jumped back in the car and we got into a high-speed chase pursuit and he ended up crashing into a tree. He went to prison for 4 years and is out now. I can provide proof via PM that this happened to me if anyone doubts it. I'm also open to any questions. I have a longer, more in-depth post if anyone cares to know about it. Was in college when I got tied up at gunpoint with my roommates. Got beat up pretty good. They took everything from electronics down to our liquor. One of my roommates untied himself and called the cops. They were caught and now are serving a lot of time behind bars. My mom told me about my grandma being kidnapped in Gary, Indiana during the civil rights protests, and she was murdered. She took the garbage out while my grandpa was watching the kids after dinner and she never came back. Found the body sometime later. Really messed grandpa up. My parents split when I was 4, and my dad later remarried like within a year. Anyway, they were abusive towards me and were out to get my mom constantly. They drove from Texas to Minnesota where I live when I was 7 to 8 and picked me up early from school. They didn't inform my mom, nor was it their turn to have custody over me. I didn't know. I just remember thinking it was strange that my mom hadn't said anything to me. A couple of hours later, my mom realizes I'm not even at school when she comes to pick me up, and she calls the police. The school said they allowed it because he said, she said it was okay. So they didn't even check or call my mom. That's so fucking dumb. Always call the parent. Like what? Just because your child has the DNA of somebody else doesn't give them the right to take them. Just saying. Cops were called and they stopped my dad and stepmom before we even left the state. Mom still tells me about it to this day when he comes up in conversation. He's not a nice man. This is by no means as serious as some of the other stories here, but I still think it is a story that needs to be shared. When I was around 6 or 7, my mother and father got into a Shame on her for drunk driving with y'all in the car. Whoops. I escaped an attempted kidnapping several years ago in my hometown. I had left my cell phone at home that day. By the time I knocked off, it was dark, but I didn't live too far away. I started walking back to my apartment, listening to the music, when a blue Mini Cooper pulled up beside me and started yelling something. My boss drove a Mini Cooper as well, so I took off my headphones and asked him to repeat himself, which he was saying he would give me a ride and to trust him. I declined after realizing that it wasn't my boss and kept walking. He got out of his car and started chasing me down. I ran like hell, but he was faster and caught me by the arm and gripped on me pretty tightly. I fought hard, but I'm a pretty tiny woman, and he was definitely stronger than me. I screamed my head off, hoping someone was still awake in the neighborhood and could help. If it weren't for the bear spray my brother had given me as protection when I walked home, I don't know what would have happened. I sprayed that fucker right in the face and ran for my life. I ended up running into two people who were out jogging who walked me home. They had heard me screaming, called my parents and the cops the second I got in the door, but nothing came out of it. A couple of years ago, a guy on crutches was kidnapped and taken to my house by some friends of a flatmate, where he was tortured overnight and released in the morning. I was in another room watching a movie, then went to bed still completely oblivious. Ended up having to testify at the trial. How did you not hear anything? Like, I get you were watching a movie, but damn. I'm filming right now during the day, and I can hear my dad's TV playing. I can hear my mom and dogs downstairs. Like, hello. When I was 19, I went to hang out with a guy I kind of knew and had started to like. He took me to his friend's house where him and 3 other guys locked me in a room and beat me, drugged me, and did other horrible things. After 2 months, I finally convinced one of them to take me outside, where I screamed and ran towards the nearest group of people I could find in a close-by parking lot. It was the worst thing I've ever experienced. I was told about it from my dad and older brother at Christmas 4 years ago. Apparently, my dad owed these 2 guys money for some meth, and when my dad didn't pay, they took my brother and I was 3 and my brother was 5. My dad, somehow through friends or some mutual acquaintance, found out we were holed up in a shabby hotel. He showed up with a wooden baseball bat and beat the shit out of one of the guys while the other ran off. My brother told me the story when I asked my dad if it was true. He didn't respond at first. The shame that covered his face said a million things. Then he said, "Yes, and I'm still very sorry." I was friends with a guy in university who was kidnapped as a child. Apparently in Taiwan, it was very common for children of wealthy families to get kidnapped for ransom money. This is what happened to him. Although he doesn't remember much, he did tell me that it took a couple of days for him to get rescued. He was treated fairly decently. Still, the experience must have taken a toll on him since he was a little high-strung and anxious and was overprotective of his little brother, despite both of them being fully grown adults. It almost happened to my now wife. She was walking home one evening and decided to take a shortcut through an alley. It was around 5 to 6 p.m. and getting dark fast. All of a sudden, a man approaches her from behind with a knife and guides her towards a white van with no windows. Once he slides the door open, she sees a window of opportunity and yells, "That's my purse, I don't know you," added for drama, and Tama kicks him in the nuts. She runs for a stop for about 5 to 6 blocks and calls me, gasping for air and screaming of what just happened. To make it a long story short, he never found the perverts, and she now carries a compact 9mm. I don't remember the slightest details because I was a baby. My mom was shopping with my sister and I. She was 3 years old and I was a little baby. My mom finds that I'm gone for my stroller was known by the police for being a horrible mother and was in trouble for not sending me to school. CPS was getting on her case by showing up at her apartment every day, and she would never open the door. One day, they left a warrant on the door to search her apartment. She freaked out and came to school and got me. We drove around 10 hours to another state, to one of her friends' houses. I was hidden in an attic for 7 to 9 days, barely any food and water. I was eventually found by detectives. It was very illegal for her to do this, even though she was my mother. She had warrants out for her and various other things. My childhood was great. Dun, 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 dun. My dad kidnapped me from my mom when he was drunk when I was a baby. He was literally pulling my crib down the street, and my mom threatened to call the cops. What is with parents being drunk and trying to kidnap their children? It seems like a common theme. Is this just what you do when you become a parent? When you get drunk? Well, guys, my dad just decided to talk really loud on the phone, so I'm going to end the video right here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And again, if you have your own stories that you would like to share with me to read in a future video, make sure to email this email, which is also available in the description down below, as well as my social medias. Yay! Also, if you're wondering why my lights that are usually in the back are gone, they broke, so it is what it is right now. But again, thank you so much for watching. Namaste. Have a nice day, guys.